eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Hello there, good morning and welcome to Virtual FPL 2021-2022 season. Yes, we are here to discuss all things Virtual FPL. No, we're not. We're here to talk about the final day of the season as ever. If you have any thoughts ahead of the game week, if you have any questions, all that malarkey, please do ask away. However, from a self-indulgent point of view, I've got a lot to say. Members will know that I did an hour and 22 minute long video yesterday, but yeah, the reason why I've put that up on screen is essentially because the chief at FPL Hints put this up. He just put it on Twitter. If anybody played it last year, I know that there was many people in the Elite FPL community that got on board with it, and it's essentially just FPL but not FPL, and it was such a laugh. And obviously the chief here has said I wouldn't mind this returning this summer. Obviously there's Euros going on and everything, and if it was to happen again, I'd certainly probably participate. I know Jason would be wanting to participate, but there's a lot of them. So the guys that make it were live FPL, and also Hassanality. He's also part of it as well. And last season we had a lot of fun with it, and you know, you got lots of people responding to it and everything. Lots of happy people talking about essentially, you know, wanting to bring it back. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and there were some angry moments from what I remember. Some very, very, very angry moments. I used to do a lot of I used to do a lot of match of the day type challenges where essentially I wouldn't have a clue what had happened the night before. So I would basically come home, do the simulator, do the commentary. What was the commentary again? Harbour Boy? He's just put it wide. Oh, so close. So I'd literally just be reading off the manuscript and go absolutely mental when, like, there was the rivalry. Jason was a week behind us. It was a week behind, and he still caught up with me. That's how bad I am. But who the hell won it? Who won it? I'm trying to think who won it, but in the Elite FPL one. But yeah, it was really fun, and the reason why I came across it was because FPL Penguin was doing his bit for it as well, and I hate this terminology, but it's just a fact, we collaborated with him and everything, and just really, it was just a laugh. And it was Gabriel Derot, was it? Oh, Gabriel Derot won it. Okay, cool. Git. So yeah, basically that's all I wanted to talk about, really. I think Manchester Reds was doing really well. Yes! Wasn't he like number 2 or something in the whole game? Or something ridiculous like that. And we were all rooting for him to to basically win it. So yeah, so that's, I just wanted to talk about it because I just put a because we were kind of in association with them, but because we jumped on the bandwagon. You'll have to remind me. Someone will have to remind me in the chat. And good morning, by the way. But I'm pretty certain that we came onto it about 6 or 7 weeks after it started. Maybe even later than that. It may have even been later than that. It could have been maybe 10 weeks once the actual show decided to do something, because we definitely didn't start at the start, and obviously there was a lot of chat via Fantasy Football Scout, because that's how they got the popularity of it, through Fantasy Football Scout, and obviously via Live FPL, which I'll put up on screen now. It's got like 22,000 followers now. I'm not suggesting 22. I think it was like, what was it, Harbour Boy, Gabriel 4 or 5,000 people participated in it, because you had this, and you had the Championship Manager game running, and we were obviously doing this game here, and so right. So essentially we I've lost my trail of thought. What the hell was I talking? Oh yeah, there's like 4 or 5,000 people playing. It was really popular on Fantasy Football Scout. And then once we decided to do it, I thought, to hell with it, we'll start playing. I'm sure we were like 10 game weeks behind us. But the point being, though, is that we set up a specific league for people that had joined from game week, I don't know, 10 or something like that. And if people wanted to set up a new team, they could. We didn't have a problem with that whatsoever. And essentially, it was for 10 weeks or so. It was amazing. And obviously, you didn't just have one game week per week. It was like 2 or 3 per game, literally per week. It was great. It was just a laugh. So yeah, fantastic. Also, some other interesting news. In fact, all you moderators that are here now, I'm going to be writing a very important message in the moderator Discord, so be aware of that when I write it. It's just concerning Sunday, but for you people that are watching this now, or anybody that's going to be watching on the replay, so myself and Jason spoke for the first time in about 5 or 6 weeks. And essentially, I said that on Sunday I want to get basically a group of content creators that we have had really cool interaction with and just get on with in general, that essentially come to the streams on a regular basis, and people that we enjoy as well. And essentially, me and Jason agreed that this Sunday we want to obviously do the watch along, but we'll also be joined by, as Jason's put on his Twitter here, I'm looking forward to Sunday's live reaction to the final FPL Gameweek of the season, joined by a Twitter account that doesn't exist anymore. It's not Steve O'Real Talk anymore. That's banned. And community friends. So we will be obviously revealing, we're just going through the stages now of trying to confirm certain individuals regarding whether they can do Sunday or not. We've only got one person 100% definite. There's another individual who is about 90% definite, and there's another individual who's about 75%. But as you can imagine, and as I fully appreciate, a lot of the content creators are going to be very, very busy on Sunday. So they've unfortunately had to pass up the opportunity, but that's fair enough. That's down to them, and I completely respect that, because I know how busy people can be during this time. So even myself and Jason, for crying out loud. But I spoke at length on a second members video yesterday about the phone call that myself and Jason had. But we're essentially we're really, really excited for Sunday, and I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, moderators, I'll be putting a a message in the Discord to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. So yeah, that's going to be really cool on Sunday. And that's the end of the stream, so see you later. No, it's not. Really, as normal, something that Jason came out with a line yesterday on his video talking about what's going on, and he said about his creative juices just are non-existent after work. And he works a very stressful job. It's mentally draining. And essentially, when he comes home, he just doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to sleep. And it's very similar to me. But when you've got time off, like I have at the moment, your creative juices are flowing. And I was making the point that when I'm at work and I'm listening to the shows that I like listening to, essentially it's just that FPL Game Week, Planet FPL, or Andy Let's Talk FPL, one of those three. And in this specific case today, while listening to Planet FPL's review, by the way, I've got a funny video coming up regarding Planet FPL, out of context Planet FPL. I'll be putting that up. But you just get general ideas, and this stream is going to be about me looking through the fixtures and kind of like seeing the important games, what players we should be targeting, which players just to keep. There are people like me who are doing... Well, I'm using the bench boost, so I've already decided that I'm definitely going to be doing a -12, possibly even a -16, but almost certainly a -12. And I will be bench boosting, but I will be targeting, for obvious reasons, players which I feel essentially the players that I definitely don't want in my team, I'm getting gone. For argument's sake, Mahrez can clear off. He's gone. And I'll be keeping the players with the decent fixtures, so it's pointless me getting rid of Kane, for argument's sake. It's a waste of time. The likes of Salah, there's no chance, but it's really Cavani, Mahrez, Greenwood, so it's all the Man United players, so always the same. Shaw, Greenwood, Cavani, they're gone. So that's -8. Mahrez, -12. And possibly Target from -16. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to waste my life with transfers and goalkeepers. I don't give a stuff about them too. By the way, I see Fantasy World Orders here. So I am now using that word poxy all the time as well. Even though it's part of my language, I'm now noticing the fact that I use it so many times. So yeah, Harbour Boy, Q and Mahrez hat-trick. Oh, I'm fully aware of what will happen. I'm fully aware. And if you are unaware, I did a -8 the other day, and I was only 2 points down from it. 2 points down from the -8. If I'd have gone with my captaincy that I wanted to do, which was Pereira, but I bottled it, I would have been up by, I think it was like up by 10 points or something. I can't remember now, but whatever. Dread FPL saying here that he's already taken a -8 again. Good lad. Good lad. So yeah, I'm even thinking of potentially getting rid of Smith Rowe, but to be honest, I'm expecting him to start or play. And yeah, so if I just put it up on screen here, just for the argument's sake, just to put up on screen who I'd be getting rid of. So Mahrez, Cavani, because we all believe that Man United are going to play a weakened team. Shaw can clear off as well. I'm even considering getting rid of Bamford, but it's pointless. It is absolutely pointless because they got a decent fixture. So the players I'd be targeting would be Leeds, probably getting either Rafinha or Harrison. The thing is, if I was to get rid of Bamford, I'd actually consider doubling up on Harrison and Rafinha. I really would. And then maybe getting a like Firmino or something. I haven't really looked at it. I'm not going to really look at it now, but so that's a -20 there, getting rid of 2, 4, 6 players. So yeah, I'm just looking at essentially getting in the players which have got the best fixtures. Talking off the fixtures, so if we look at the final day, wrong screen, of course. So there are some horrible fixtures there which I do not want to go anywhere near, really. So if I can avoid it, if I can help it, really. So Arsenal-Brighton is a horrible fixture, and if I was to predict that game, you're talking 0-0, 1-1, 1-0 Arsenal, 2-1 Arsenal, possibility of Brighton causing an upset. Essentially, if you're in my position and you've got nothing to play for, a bit like Dread FPL, just we're doing so bad, and you want to have some fun, Arsenal-Brighton, avoid like the plague. The next fixture in Aston Villa versus Chelsea. This is the interesting one, because I am seriously tempted to essentially look at bringing in Pepe, possibly. But not Pepe, Havertz, sorry. I'm seriously tempted by bringing in Havertz. So he is definitely someone that I want to consider looking at. You then have the likes of Pulisic, Ziyech, Mason Mount, obviously. The thing is, there's also teams that have got something to play for as well, Chelsea being one of them. So if I bring up in front of the screen, by the way, I will let people know now that I can't read the chat, because for some stupid reason, YouTube isn't putting anything up. It's just blank for me. Here's the irony. Yesterday the chat was working fine, but on the screen it wasn't coming up. Today it's coming up on the screen and I can barely read it, but it's not coming up on the main chat, so I can only just about see things like Semi-Sweet Potato saying, if Arsenal really want to play for the finish above Spurs trophy, then they'll have to... Oh, talking of which... Well, this will make you laugh then. I'll be tweeting this out. I might just do it now, actually. But this is what this is what James said. James said earlier on... Where is it? It's what James said earlier regarding that point of view. Was it this one here?
For Europa League, behave. Don't be celebrating anything. Whoever does it. Yeah. In a way, I kind of... Finishing... Really? Let me tell you...
Oh. Was it that one then?
Over to a bus tour, but it's definitely something that you could enjoy for a few hours.
Really? Let me tell you now. If I see any Tottenham fans, if we finish above Arsenal, if I see any Tottenham fans tweeting on Sunday about finishing above Arsenal, prepare to be unfollowed. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is embarrassing. If that is the case, so yeah, that's that point. But yeah, I'd be targeting teams that have something to play for as well. So if I look at the Premier League table, once I can bring it up. Do you know what I'll do actually one day is that I'll actually be able to put this up on screen. Oh, there's a bit of the pattern for Man City as well. Loss 1-1, loss 1, loss 1. So you know what's going to happen there on Sunday. Anyhow, so... most of you will know this anyway. So, fourth spot at the moment, as it stands right this second, is Liverpool. Just going to do the cough button. That's Liverpool on 66 points. Chelsea, 67 points. Leicester in fifth, 66. So Leicester and Liverpool have got everything to play for, and that's why I actually think Leicester has a very high chance, despite their home record, beating Tottenham, because Tottenham are a joke. I was disgusted by their performance against Aston Villa. And as James said on Planet FPL, why the hell would they want to be in this poxy, I don't even know anything about it, this Conference League nonsense next year? So Ryan Mason's not going to be there next year. Kane is just, I don't give a stuff anymore, I'm gone. And even if he stays another season, whatever, the point being is that the bridges have been now burnt, they're now gone. So yeah, that's a tough game to call. So Leicester have got everything to play for. West Ham, whatever they do is a complete bonus. So they're up against... They're at home. Southampton, isn't it? Yeah, Southampton. They're up against Southampton. So it's down to Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea. Chelsea away at Aston Villa. Aston Villa with Grealish back now. They said on Sky Sports yesterday, or whatever day it was, that with Grealish in the team, Aston Villa will win 50% of their games. Without him, it's like 21%. Well, he's back in the team. Up against Chelsea, who are defensively solid. Up against Aston Villa, they seem to only be able to score one goal. And even if they score more than one goal, it's usually just a wonder goal, really. So, or some fluke like it was on against Tottenham, where Watkins was put through, and yeah, it was just embarrassing defending. So, yeah, Aston Villa will struggle. I would probably say that Chelsea will win that 2-1. And then you've got to ask yourself, okay, well, which Chelsea assets are most likely going to play? So if I click on Chelsea here, and based on season's appearance this year, this is seasonal appearance, so this is across every single game so far. This is how they set up. Mendy in goal. Oh, when is the Champions League? That's actually a good question. I'll answer my own question by checking when the Champions League is, because then Champions League, there we are. It is on the 29th, so 6 days. So Saturday, next week's Saturday. So they've got 6 days. So they're going to play a full strength team, Chelsea. Right, okay. They're going to play a full strength team. Fair enough. So when's the Europa League? Is that just before it? Or was it on the day after? Europa League is on the 26th. Oh, it's on Wednesday. Right, so Man United are going to play a weekend team, but we're not here to talk about Man United. We're here to talk about Chelsea. So Chelsea will play a full strength. But according to WhoScored.com, this is their seasonal team, which is based on, obviously, most appearances. So you've got Mendy in goal, Azpilicueta, Silva, Rudiger, James, Jorginho, Kovacic, Chilwell, Mason Mount, Pulisic and Werner. The thing is, though, is that we all know that he's been in favour of Havertz recently. And could Havertz take Pulisic's place? Well, I think possibly, if anybody's looking for, again, here we go, for punts regarding this game week, regarding Chelsea versus Aston Villa, I think Havertz could be a really good shout. I'm actually very, very, very tempted to be bringing him in versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa defensively are terrible, and like I said, if I'm thinking 2-1 against Aston Villa, then you expect Havertz to have something in that game. So, yeah, of all the players from Chelsea, from an attacking point of view, and that's all I'd be looking at it from, with teams that have got something to play for, Chelsea, for definite, are a team which I think it's worth, in my opinion, going with Havertz or Werner. One of the two, Havertz or Werner. And then you got Liverpool. Well, Davey FPL, I don't know if you saw this yesterday. This is when I won't be able to find it. But Davey FPL put up this yesterday on Twitter, saying about the fact that he is wanting Mane. And I responded with, once I get the tweet up, please can you load up? No, that's not it. Here we are. Really want to get Mane, but I keep remembering that miss yesterday. He's just so out of form this season. I wrote, I generally think Oxlade-Chamberlain could be worth a punt if he's guaranteed to start. And I still mean that. If Oxlade-Chamberlain, if we're told that Oxlade-Chamberlain is starting for Liverpool against Crystal Palace, I think for whatever price he's at, which I'm assuming is what, 6.5, 6.6, consider, I think he started at 7 million, didn't he, or something? Let's have a quick look here. All players, Liverpool, Man City, Liverpool. Oxlade-Chamberlain is 6.3. I mean, if you want to take up a Liverpool spot and you're struggling, I don't see a problem with Oxlade-Chamberlain. He scored the other day. He had a 9-minute cameo and he scored. If Klopp came out and said he's playing, why not? But his minutes this year he's been injured. I mean, he didn't play until game week 14, which ironically was against Crystal Palace. He played 15 minutes and he got an assist against Crystal Palace. He then played against West Brom the following match, got 7 minutes. Didn't play against Newcastle, played 56 minutes against Southampton. Didn't play 56 minutes against Burnley. Then he didn't play 10 minutes, 26 minutes versus West Ham and Brighton. Then he didn't play 15 minutes against Leicester. Didn't play. Game week 26, played at home, played 28 minutes at home to Chelsea. And then he hasn't done anything until game week 30. Well, he then was against Wolves. Wolves in game week 28. Didn't play for 2 games. Leeds, 9 minutes. Didn't play. Played against Southampton for 3 minutes. Then he didn't play for 2. And then he played the 9 minutes against Burnley, where he got a goal. Like I said, if Klopp came out and said do it, he's playing, I'd consider it if you're really struggling for funds in a midfield spot and you're willing to take a punt. Mane, though, on the other hand, I think is a great choice, and he's somebody that I would love to be able to get in if I could afford him. If I could afford him, I'd do it. Havertz has a hamstring injury. Is that right, Denver? I've heard nothing on there whatsoever. Oh yeah, I know that, Harbour Boy. But James was saying about Pulisic looking on form, but to me, I think that Havertz is the... Pulisic always looks at it. When James actually said that, I was like, well, he's always on it, but he doesn't do anything. Like, Pulisic is one of the... And this may sound mad, but I think Pulisic is one of the best players in the Premier League. But he's just not given the freedom to do what he wants. I've said this once, I'll say it again, and I'll say it 1,000 times. You give him the free roll like Lionel Messi's got, and Pulisic will amass so many points or get so many goals and assists. The problem is that he's not allowed off the leash, and it's just really frustrating to watch. But he's absolute quality. Every time I've watched him, I've been blown away by how good he is. But I just think you'd be disappointed if, unfortunately, you'd be disappointed by Pulisic. I'm probably going to be proven wrong now once I bring up what he's been doing over the last God knows how long. But the fact that now I've just been told that Havertz has got a hamstring injury, he ain't going to be risked. In fact, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, 75% chance of playing. So yeah, then Pulisic is your man then. But last 3 fixtures, albeit very, very difficult. Man City, Arsenal, Leicester. 90 minutes, 2 points. Brighton and Hove Albion, West Ham. 90 minutes, 73 minutes. 3 points. But this is the interesting one. Crystal Palace away. 2 goals. 15 points. And if you remember, he always seemed to be an away type of player. He would do nothing at home, but away from home he would do all right. When he played Aston Villa last, he played 90 minutes in a 1-1 draw. He got 2 points. Then there's your answer. Then if Havertz is injured, then Pulisic will be playing at 8.3. I don't see a problem with it. In fact, talking of virtual FPL, do you remember in virtual FPL didn't he get a hat trick or something? And I was banging on about bringing him in, but I never got him in, and he got that hat trick, and I was absolutely fuming. So yeah, there we are. I think then there we have it. Then I think Pulisic or Werner for guaranteed, Mason Mount for guaranteed, Pulisic 90% certainty he'll play. So yeah, I think that's a great. I think that now I know that Havertz is not unlikely going to play. They're not going to risk him ahead of the Champions League final. Yeah. Semi-sweet saying here, Pulisic was in ridiculous form at the end of yes, I know he was, yeah. That's why I was so tempted by him at the start of the season, and he got injured, didn't he? So on to Fulham versus Newcastle. Obviously Chelsea need to win as well. That's why I think that 2-0, 2-1, something like that. And like I say, scorer-wise, I mean, it could be anybody from Chelsea, but you'd like to think that Werner, Pulisic, Mount, Ziyech all have good opportunities. I mean, one of the defenders, Rudiger, Piliqueta, Chilwell. So Fulham, Newcastle, couldn't care less about it, but it's going to be one of those fixtures. And you've got to remember as well, all the home teams have got their fans back. So if all the teams have got their fans back, you have to ask yourself, well, will it have a positive or a negative effect? Well, as we discovered the other day, didn't really help Man United out. It certainly didn't help Spurs out. Definitely didn't help Spurs out. But I'm telling you now, for Everton, I'll tell you what, Everton, it worked wonders. I'd expect it to help out this specific game week. Leeds, Aston Villa, Leicester for definite, Liverpool for definite, Sheffield United probably, and Wolves. So those 6 teams there. And then I think it could have a detrimental effect for West Ham, City, Fulham and Arsenal. Because Fulham fans cannot stand the ownership. And the fact they've been relegated again. Maybe a hostile atmosphere. Arsenal, well, semi-sweet, you'll know all about them. Man City, well, Man City fans just don't exist. They'll be there, obviously, but they couldn't care less. They've won the title. Who cares? It's all about Champions League. And then you've got West Ham, who, as we know, have probably benefited from the fact that they're not in front of fans. So that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, Fulham, Newcastle. I've just seen now. I'm sorry. If anybody's new here joining, I can't really read. Is it Rajan? Rajan, morning, pal. And Amat. Good day, mate. G'day, mate. Ray Joyce. Yes, shame I'm heading out and I can't watch. Keep up. Listen. Do what I do with Andy. Listen. No, cheers, dude. Don't worry about it. Listen later. But Goldrick against Burnley. We'll come on to that in a second. So Newcastle, Fulham. Willock. I mean, Rajan's saying there. about, is it Rajan? No, it's Semi-Sweet Potato. One last Willock goal, yeah. Willock, St Maximin. But the reality is that I see that game being terrible. Newcastle, without continuously mentioning it, but James did mention on Planet FPL, Dwight Gale, what was he, 5.2? 5.3? Some nonsense like that. So, essentially, let's have a look here. 5.9, you've got Andy Carroll at 5.9 for Dwight Gale. I mean, if you're really, really, really desperate and just want to get them gone, then why the hell not? But, I mean, I think the best punts, it really is St Maximin, but again, it's got a yellow flag here and calf injury. The only good thing is that I think we're going to get some decent team news ahead of these final games. Like, this is the only... I think Andy was the one that said it, but he mentioned about the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, these teams will just these managers will let us know what's going on. So I think that certainly we'll have enough information to work out what we want. So yeah, moving on to Leeds West Brom. Well, I've just put in my team just now on another screen. Rafinha and Harrison in my team. I've taken Bamford out and put in Rafinha and Harrison. Bamford, he's got his goal now. He's done it last week. He's not going to do it this week. So up against West Brom. Hold on a minute, I'm just going to mute for a second. Yeah, Rafinha, Harrison, I think are great shouts. The question is how many minutes will... I mean, again, Bielsa will come out and tell us exactly who's going to play. But honestly, I would not be surprised if Rodrigo... Anybody know that Family Guy reference? Rodrigo... He may start. I doubt it. I think that Leeds will play a full-strength team, but... It's a toss-up between Rafinha and Harrison, and you know. I was just looking at it here, actually. Hold on a minute. I'm wondering if now I'm on a second screen here on Fantasy Football. I've just put in a minus 24, and I'm gonna put. I've got in my midfield now. I've just put him in. Pulisic, Rafinha, Harrison, Salah, Pereira. It's my midfield 5. Now, in theory, I could just put Target in there, stuff it, just put him in there to make it down to a minus 20. I've got 20.5 in the bank for 3 spots. So, if we're going on that, Werner is 9.2. And then I've got 11.3 to play with. How much is Antonio? Oh my goodness. There we are. You won't know that. Well, you may know that reference. Booker T. Hold on a minute here. Ooh, lads. Hold on a minute here. Antonio. Add him. And then I've got 4.7 to play with. Ooh. Okay. How much is Firmino? Firmino's 9, isn't he? Ooh. Firmino's 9. 9.1. Right, okay. And then I've got 4.8 in the bank for a minus 20. Okay, right. Interesting. I'll put that up on screen, actually, just to show you guys what I've just done there. Let me just show you what I've just done. Have I unmuted myself? Yeah, I have. Thank goodness. So this is what I was just playing around with just now. So go away. Let me just put it down a bit. Let me just put the screen down a bit. Go away. Go away. That's Mahrez out. Greenwood out. Bamford out. Yes, remove player. And Cavani. Remove player. Cavani out. Let me just see if you can see that there. Yep, there it is there. And then it would be, here we are, Harrison. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the final day of the season. I have nothing to play for, and I'm doing a bench boost, so I'm not willing to have a player like Bamford in my team who is just hit or miss all season. So Antonio got a beautiful fixture. I think that could be a lot of goals that day. Who did I say? Pulisic, wasn't it? Pulisic. And then possibly Werner, but I'd rather put Firmino in. I think he's got a better fixture. And I'd rather have 3 Liverpool and then 4.8 to play it. So I'll just keep that up on screen for now, just for the sake of it. But yeah, so yeah, Fulham Newcastle, completely rubbish game to be even targeting. Leicester Tottenham, this is the horrible one now. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my goodness. I just realised. Iheanacho against Tottenham. Oh yeah. Here, Steve, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. Iheanacho, eh? Oh, it's going to be a horrible game, but I couldn't care less. He's in form. He's scoring goals. Oh, and that leaves me 7.7 where I could get Robertson. Yeah. Oh, not bad. But yeah, this specific fixture here is horrific to call. Leicester versus Tottenham. So, looking at the Premier League table as it stands right now, as I stated, Tottenham are a complete waste of space. Brew wasn't particularly happy. I know James wasn't. And if I was to look at the Premier League table, Leicester need to win. But unfortunately, and this is when I hate. This is when it's just a complete mess up with your head. Home record: Leicester are 7th. 1-9, drawn 1, lost 8. So the likelihood of a draw is unlikely. Scored 32, conceded 26. Lost 1, lost 1, 1, lost. The teams they've lost against are, if you can just load up, 4-2 to Newcastle, 2-0 to Man City, 3-1 to Arsenal. Essentially, they're direct rivals. The teams they've beaten: 5-0 Sheffield United, 3-0 West Brom, and then 2-1 Crystal Palace. Teams that are relegation fodder, bottom half of the table, useless, waste of space. That's not good news when I'm looking at that. Away from home, albeit final day of the season, Tottenham, like Leicester at home, meh. 1-7, drawn 5, lost 6, scored 29, conceded 23. So both teams are scoring goals at home, and they're both scoring away from home, but they're also liking to concede. The teams that Tottenham have beaten in the last 6, 1-0 away at Fulham, 2-0 away at Aston Villa. The teams they've lost against were as follows: 2-1 against their arch rivals Arsenal. They lost 2-1. They lost. Oh, please just load up. 3-1 to Leeds, well, they're direct rivals, and then the 2 draws: 2-2 with Everton, 2-2 with Newcastle. So this could be actually a very high-scoring game, something like a 3-2 either way, 2-1 either way. Horrible fixture, and I might just, if you've got the assets, if you've already got them, keep them. If not, don't bother bringing them in. and that's why I'm going to avoid Iheanacho and maybe stick in someone else. Once I do some basic research. Let's just stick it as Firmino for now. Firmino for now. Cool. But yeah, I wouldn't be if you're doing really well and you're catching ranks and everything. I wouldn't. Who's that there? Someone's saying Nacho, man, for DCL for a -4. Yes, do it. Despite what I just said, do it. If it's for Everton. Although to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if Everton beat Man City. I really wouldn't, because we'll be coming on to that match in a minute. So yeah, Leicester, Tottenham, horrible. Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. I mean, I'm just saying 3-0. We've already spoke about that. But Man City, Everton. Man City have got nothing to play for. Everton. Ancelotti is not going to want to put out a bad performance, so he'll play his strongest team. We all know that Everton's away record is phenomenal. 1-11, drawn 4, lost 3, scored 23, conceded only 15. The teams they've beaten in the last 6, they beat West Brom 1-0, so they've had 3 wins. They beat Arsenal 1-0, and you guessed it, they beat West Ham 1-0. The team that they lost against away from home in the last 6 was they lost 2-0 to Chelsea, so all very low scoring games for Everton. They drew 0-0 with Brighton, and they drew, you guessed it, 0-0 with Aston Villa. So this tells me that Everton have got a very, very, very slim chance of scoring against Man City, and at most, maybe 1 goal. Now, there's going to be obviously a very, very, very high chance that it's going to be either Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison, but you can throw in Sigurdsson if James Rodriguez is fit, him, and then you could potentially pick one of their set pieces in the likes of Digne, maybe Coleman, getting something. But essentially, if you're fighting for something and you can get in someone for DCL, like this guy here is asking about bringing in Iheanacho for DCL, do it now for a -4. Because Man City at home, despite... Oh, wow. Wow, it does throw up surprises. Okay, I'll ask the chat quickly, despite the fact I can't see anything. Right then, FPL Focus saying, I'm going Salah captain. Yeah, if you've got something to play for, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be captaining Salah. So, here's a question for you. In the last 6 at home, how many Man City wins have there been at home? So, Man City have played 6 times. How many of them have been wins? Unfortunately, I can't actually look at the chat other than what's on the screen, so I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to come through with it. But how many wins have Man City had in the last 6 fixtures at home? A 10, a 9, 8. Anybody there? While I'm waiting, one last question, Steve-O. Pick one to start. Dunk or regular on the clown? Dunk. That's an easy one. I'm at. Well, FPL Fozzie, well done. Congratulations. Fozzie. I'm so used to seeing Fozzie. Focal. Focus. FPL Focus. Yes, it's 3. Good lad. 3 wins. 3 wins. Those 3 wins, they beat West Ham 2-1. They beat Wolves 4-1. And they just load up 5-2. So their wins have been high scoring. However, they've lost to Man United 2-0. 2-1 to Leeds. 2-1 to Chelsea. So you know what? There could be an upset. There could be a genuine upset. And that game is horrendous to call. Now, for obvious reasons, I'll probably go with a 2-1 victory to Man City. But I'll tell you what, if it ended up 1-0 to Everton, 1-1, 2-1 to Everton, maybe DCL. Maybe call me FPL Blur if it's too early. FPL Blur. No. Mate, I've been up for 5 hours. I've been up since 2:30. Mikra saying, Madeline, saying, because they were already champions and it was without the fans. Yeah, but like I said, I think this could have, the fans being at the stadium may have a negative effect for Man City. They're not going to bring anything to Man City. We all know that Man City away from home have always been better. They only just demolish teams that they can do, like Burnley, Brighton, teams like that, Southampton. They always do well against at home, but wonder if Aguero plays. You'd think he would. I wouldn't be bringing him in though. So yeah, that's going to be a horrible game. Everton versus Man City versus Everton. So yeah, Sheffield United, Burnley. No one's going to be looking at any of their assets whatsoever. That is 0-0, 1-1, or 1-0 either way. Forget it. More importantly though, West Ham versus Southampton. Two teams that like to score heavily. However, Southampton are, I'm assuming, are going to be without Danny Ings. West Ham, though, are going to be in front of their fans. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a lot of fun. However, they've lost their last 2 home matches. Those 2 home matches were 1-0 against Everton. They lost. Do you know how annoying it is for this poxy thing just to load up? Please, just load up, highlight, whatever. So the last 2 fixtures, they've lost 1-0 to Everton and Chelsea. And then prior to that, they won 3-2 against Leicester. 3-3 draw with Arsenal. Beat Leeds 2-0. And they beat Tottenham 2-1. So when there are goals, there are lots of goals when West Ham win. When they win. Or they get essentially get a positive result. Southampton, on the other hand, away from home, is disastrous in their last 6. They've lost 5 and won 1. Their last 4 they've lost. 2-0 to Liverpool, 2-1 to Tottenham, 3-0 to West Brom, 5-2 to Southampton. They won 2-0 against Sheffield United, and then they lost 1-0 to Everton, Southampton. So essentially West Ham are going to be winning this 2-0. Maybe 2-1, depending if Danny Ings is available or not. So it's almost without wanting to jinx it, almost a guaranteed West Ham win here. So you're looking at the likes of Antonio. Let's just quickly, let me just look at the West Ham team and let's see the most regularly used seasonal players. So you've got up front Bowen, Lingard, Fornells and Antonio, Susek. Okay. Reality being is that you'd be looking at Lingard to bring in maybe Antonio, as it's up on the screen right now, I'm assuming. Yes, it is Antonio. Madeline Tudor saying Antonio with a goal at least. Yeah. So Lingard, obviously, Fornells, Bowen, but Bowen doesn't really play, does he? Ben Rama. Ben Rama. Ben Rama got his first goal, didn't he? The other day. Let me just quickly look at this here. Ben Rama. 5.9. Last 2 fixtures, he's got attacking returns. So you could say he's in form. He played 26 minutes against Brighton, got a goal, got an assist in 71 minutes in a 3-1 victory against West Brom. He played 72 minutes against Everton, 77 minutes against Burnley away and got an assist. Essentially, he doesn't really seem to play for West Ham. It's like 70 minutes maximum, like 72 minutes maximum, it would appear. Or if not, he comes off the bench and plays about 15-20 minutes. So Benrahma can just clear off, essentially. Fornells, though. Again, this is just purely if you fancy some form of differential. Well, definitely Fornells plays, but he does nothing. The last time he did something was in Gameweek 30, away at Wolves, where he got a goal. Since then, he's played essentially 90 minutes in every match apart from Chelsea, and he's got 2 points per game. All of this season, he's got 3 goals and 6 assists. Avoid like the plague. So really, it is down to the likes of... Well, I wouldn't even go near Bowen, to be honest with you. Bowen is just somebody which... Yeah, last 4 fixtures, 12 minutes, 47, 63, 18. He's not in favour. He never is. So it's the classic thing of Antonio or Lingard. Well, I'm almost certainly going to get Antonio for definite. I think I'm happy with that. I might do some basic research again into Firmino or Werner when they get their points. Might just do it now, Steve-O. Yeah, you're right. I will do. Good point. And then the final fixture, Wolves versus Man United. Oh, I'll tell you what, actually. A Wolves defender, Connor Cody. I've just thought of that. I'm not saying it's going to be a clean... Oh, can I have on it? Yes, I can. Oh, I'm 0.1 short. Damn you. Let's pretend that I've got 0.1. Stuff it. Let's pretend. I can see that being... what's that there? Madeline saying 1-1. 0-0. What about Traore as a punt? Literally as a punt. Just saying, will Burnley keep a clean sheet? It's literally 50-50. Alex the Kid says, Steve, I need a captain differential to win my mini league. I'm 15 points off the top, thinking of Antonio. Well, honestly, when I do my predictions tomorrow, at some point tomorrow, highest scoring games in my opinion, Leicester, Leeds, West Ham. Leicester, Leeds, West Ham. You're thinking of who? Sorry, Antonio. Yeah. I don't think that's such a bad shout. I really don't think that's a bad shout. Most people, if you're doing really, really well, I went into some detail yesterday on a members video regarding Paul Lee and trying to help him decide on what to do. I hope he went with what I said to him to do. But I was helping him out yesterday, and yeah, if you're doing really, really well, like the likes of Jay, basically if you're top of mini leagues or you're happy with consolidating your place where you're going to win a prize, you've got to go with safety in either Salah or, I would argue, Kane. They're the safety options, mainly because they're going for Golden Boot. And to be fair, Crystal Palace, I would like to think are going to lose like 3 or 4. I mean, it was 7-0. It's not going to be 7-0 again, but yeah, Liverpool and Spurs, Salah and Kane captaincy is the safety. So you've got to think logically that most of your mini league rivals, depending on how they play, but certainly in our leagues, invitational ones specifically, they're going to go with Salah or Kane. Probably, almost certainly Salah. But if you're chasing like you or Alex the Kid, Antonio, Iheanacho, Vardy at a push, but I mean, you're evidently doing extremely well. The fact that you're second in the mini league, but if I was doing what you're doing, I would do the most basic research, which I normally do, which is like I'm about. In fact, stuff it. I'll do it now for argument's sake. So with Firmino and Werner. So I want to see where most of their points come from. Is it home or away? Well, Firmino, he has not got a single double-digit return apart from once, which was against Man United away from home. Burnley away 8 points. At home, he essentially does nothing. Oh, he got a 16-point away at Crystal Palace. It looks like the highest points he's got at home were 9 points at home to Tottenham, Sheffield United, and that's it. Let me just quickly look at Werner. But this is what I'd be doing, Alex the Kid. So let's just say, for argument's sake, for you, Antonio. Antonio at home. Let's just see if he enjoys playing at home or with. Right, so away 9 against West Brom. Away at Burnley 13. Then he was injured. Against Arsenal, he got 7 points. That was at home. He got 7 points against Tottenham. So there's a theme here. London-based clubs. The last team when it was a rubbish team at home when he did well was against West Brom and Burnley, where he got 9 points. And he's just been injured for most of the season. So it's a bit of a, in my opinion, based on that, it is essentially down to the fact that, do you trust Antonio at home? Because like I say, at home, looking at this here, yeah, it's not great reading. Whereas if you were to say, if you've got Iheanacho, for argument's sake, like I say, Leicester, crowd will be pumping. So Iheanacho at home, of recency, 7 points against Newcastle. Oh, here we go. 12 points against Crystal Palace. 6 points against West Brom. He got 17 points against Sheffield United. Oh, Iheanacho seems like a home player. 2 double-digit returns against them two. Alright, okay. What was Vardy then? Let's just see Vardy for argument's sake at home. He's got to get a goal on the final day. 10 points against West Brom, which was Gameweek 32. Oh, here we go. There's a theme here. Gameweek 28, 13 points against Sheffield United. 13 points against Brighton at home. This is at home. And then there's a few away double-digit hauls. So they're about equal, really. Vardy and Iheanacho are about equal. And I'm expecting that to be a relatively high scoring. So, yeah, I think that maybe avoid Antonio and go with Iheanacho if you've got him, or Vardy. I just want to quickly just check on Werner for a second. Werner away from home. Because if he's got a better record away from home than Firmino, then I might just go down that route of recency. So, double-digit hauls away. Sheffield United, 10 points was in Gameweek 23. And at home to Southampton, but that was Gameweek 5. But of late, it's rubbish. Christ. Nah, I'm not interested in that one. I may actually get, instead of Firmino, Iheanacho. Oh, you've put a spanner in the works, Alex, again. But we are supposed to be talking about Wolves versus Man United. Man United. And, yeah, I'm expecting that to be a flaming dire game. Wolves can't score, but I tell you what, as an absolute punt, Traore, if you really want to bring him in, but he's absolutely useless. Man United, you're going to see the likes of, well, I'll just do some very basic research into Man United. And if we were to look at their starting seasonal team, oh good, hasn't come up. Fantastic. Right, Man United. Right, so we got De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire. Well, Maguire's not going to play. Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Greenwood, Fernandes, Rashford, Cavani. I have a sneaky suspicion. I just have this feeling that Fernandes may actually play. De Gea, 50-50, but no one owns him, so no one cares. Wan-Bissaka, a very, very, very small possibility. Lindelof, can't see it. Maguire, obviously not. Luke Shaw, no chance. McTominay and Fred, again, small possibilities, but who cares? This is fantasy football. Greenwood, no way. Cavani, no way. Rashford, no chance. So, and they'll be playing the likes of, if I just quickly look at their team here, I mean, if I'm looking at it here, I mean, who scored have still got Igalo. I mean, I don't know if he's been sent out on loan or not, but it's saying here. You've got then the likes of Brandon Williams, Tuanzebe, he'll be playing, won't he? You've got Eric Bailey, he'll probably play. Juan Mata, Matic, Dan James, Henderson, Martial, Fusa Mensah, Tellez. Do you remember him, Alex? Tellez? Could he be worth a punt? Poor Pogba, perhaps, but I doubt it. So yeah, Wolves need to take advantage of that. Wolves will play a full-strength team, so my punt this week, Dread, is saying Tielemans. Yes! Yeah! Love it. Really, really like it. Just saying, you have to remember Kane and Salah are fighting for golden boot. They are, but the reality is that Kane looks like an absolute dishevelled man. I mean, did you watch the game against Aston Villa? That was pathetic. I think I get more angry than James when it comes to Tottenham. I don't even give a stuff about him. Did you see where Harry Kane was playing? He was playing anywhere but centre forward. It was pathetic. I don't think he cares anymore. I think all this stuff coming out about him leaving. Salah, on the other hand, we all know how he likes to play in front of, in front of the fans. And I think, personally, Salah's a great captaincy option, but it's all down to what you've got to play for. With the likes of Alex the Kid, who are chasing. If you're chasing, you've got to go with a punt. And I know I'm stating the obvious, but you've got to. And if you're doing as bad as like people like myself and stuff, then Victor, is that Victor? Who do you think are the most likely to keep a clean sheet? Okay, let's have a quick look. Most likely. So someone between Fulham and Newcastle, but probably Newcastle. Leeds, the Leeds-West Brom game, so Leeds, obviously. Liverpool are always going to concede against Crystal Palace. Liverpool just can't keep clean sheets. Apart from against Burnley. Sheffield United, Burnley, just flick a coin. And there's a high chance Wolves or Man United. And I'll tell you what, I'm just looking. I wonder how much Tellers is. I'll tell you what. If Tellers is 4.8, I may just flame and get him. Oh, he's 5.3. You got Brandon Williams 4.2, Tuanzebe 4.1, Eric Bailey's 4.8, Lindelof 4.8. So, okay. What do you reckon Man United back four will be? Bailey, Tuanzebe, Tellers and Williams, maybe? Maybe Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Tellers, Tuanzebe and Bailey? Possibly. But Wolves are just, they can't score. And Man United, they're going to want an uplifting. And they're really good away from home, Man United, of course, as well. So you'd think that, yeah, definitely. Oh, Fozzie, I was mistaking you for FPL Focus. What do you think about Greenwood and DCL to Mane and Rodrigo for a -4? Yep, do it. Absolutely do it. What's that? Tuanzebe plays Europa League. Well, he may play Europa League, Vince, but he's barely played all season, so I'd like to think that he may just pick him up. Liverpool have kept clean sheets in the last 2 matches versus Palace, scoring 11. Let's have a look at the history, shall we? The history says... While I'm looking for that, I'll have another drink of water. That's an interesting question. Shall I do Sean and Dean out for Robertson and Tierney? Shaw for definite's got to go. Maybe for Tierney if it's guaranteed, but as a United fan, you'd better listen to yourself than... I can't actually read that what that says. Random question, but what protein supplements do you use? Watch my vlog. Christ, I did a vlog earlier. I'll put it up here. There we are, lads. Where am I? Here we are. There we are, lads. So if you're listening, you may want to look at the screen. May not. There's me doing ascended deadlifts. That's 100 kilograms there. Basically, I've just made up the exercise and just wanted to pick up heavy weight. I think that's being released in a minute, actually. Premiered. If you want to watch it and hear me talk about nothing, essentially, then head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. And I'm boring myself talking about it. I use a company, a supplement called PhD. You never know, maybe on Twitter. Yeah, I can't actually read that. I wouldn't do 2 defender transfers for a hit myself, says. I can see it's a member, but I can't actually, unfortunately, read what that says. I'm afraid. PhD supplements. No. I don't really have protein, to be honest with you, Fozzie. I eat food. Nah, it's not up there. Oh, what a shame. It's a white bag, basically. PhD are good. I used to use back in the day. Oh, that's Dread. Well, I get it because it's cheap. I'm not going to mess about here. I just buy it because it's cheap and it's good. And that's it. And it tastes actually really nice. That's the only reason why I get it. If I can't get in my... I only drink protein if it's... when I'm not getting enough protein in the day. But the reality is I just eat food, Fozzie. Food! A bit of food. So... Like you, Steve, I just eat food now. Yes, Dread. Always feel a bit sick after the shakes. Never got on with them. Why am I talking like this for? Why am I talking really boringly? I don't know. Yeah, I am. Like I say, I don't mind shakes. I always have one after... Sorry, stuff that. I have one during my gym sessions. And then I have one every day with milk. It's usually the equivalent of, like, say, I don't know, a pint of milk, maybe just under a pint of milk, and I just put like a scoop of protein powder in. Who's more likely to score double-digit haul, Iheanacho, Rafinha, or Wood? Wood? Nuclear atoms. Why would you even mention Wood in that sentence? Rafinha. I think that Rafinha's going to have a lot of fun. In fact, I don't want to jinx him, but Andy Martin, who is the Leeds correspondent for Planet FPL, I don't want to jinx him, but I will happily show you. At the end of the day, this is public This is public information. I'll just load up. No, where is he? Here he is. Weird. So, without wanting to jinx him, that's what he's doing. If you can see it up on screen, it's a big picture. He's doing Rafinha captain. So, I'm happily willing to bring in Harrison and Rafinha. I'll happily do that. I couldn't care less though. What's that say? Where is our Vince plus Steve-O Lockstock watching them? Right, so essentially, in all seriousness, in fact, this is a bit of an exclusive. It's not even an exclusive, but... So you know when I've been watching videos on here via YouTube, so as you know, what I'll do is I put up YouTube and I just play a video. Well, I've got some bad news. I can't do that anymore. And you may be thinking, why not? So basically, it's no coincidence that when I've been doing these videos that OBS is then disconnecting. Well, it's not OBS, it's YouTube. YouTube are not wanting me to play certain videos. So me being able to, me watching Lockstock is unfortunately going to be impossible. However, what I don't understand about YouTube is that I have done quite a lot of videos. So for instance, the other day I did... it's going to be released tomorrow, I think, or today, I don't know, whatever. The David Brent dance, so I did it on my thing here. Well, that was fine. There wasn't a problem with me uploading that at all. However, I uploaded another scene from The Office and it was automatically banned. When I did my Total Steve-O stuff the other day, some songs were allowed, some songs weren't, and then when I went to upload it, essentially the video was completely blocked, so I removed the videos which it wasn't allowed, and then it still was blocked so no one could see it. So yeah, when it comes to films and everything, I don't know if I'm able to basically do it, because it would ban me. I know for a fact that, so if you're a heavy metal fan, there's a band called Trivium, and the Trivium singer, Matt Heafy, think about this. This is how ridiculous this world is now. So Matt Heafy on Twitch was streaming his own album, the Trivium album, but because of the algorithm, it then banned the stream. So he started playing the music and he was like in front of, I don't know, a few thousand people, and it was banned. The stream got taken down. So yeah, I don't understand YouTube, Twitch or anything. I think it's ludicrous. What's the advice you'd give to end the season on a high? Watch us on Sunday is what I will say. Nuclear Atoms. Watch myself, Jason, and friends of the community is all I can say. So yeah, but there's no advice I can have. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say to that. I'm. It's like I said to Fozzie on the stream the other day when he asked me a kind of like question which is too serious for me about like what advice would you take from this season and give to... I don't know. I have nothing to say, because as I discussed in a members video, next year I'm not participating in any leagues whatsoever apart from ones that mean something to me. I want to get back to the way I used to be, which was enjoying this game. I'm kind of like taking it not seriously, but when you do, like, whether you're aware or not, you may have noticed like the streams have been a bit more upbeat over the last, I don't know, God knows how many streams now. But prior to that, I was just hating streaming, because when you're doing really bad like me, or more to the point, when you start doing okay and then you drop off a cliff. Do you know how difficult it is to stream things like this? It's not nice, it's not pleasant. And when you've got, without sounding disrespectful, but when you've got people coming on the stream and asking questions like, who do you recommend me to buy or whatever, it's like, I'm not being funny, but you're 20,000th in the world. Why the hell would you ask me to validate a reason as to why you should buy in Rafinha or something? At the end of the day, as I've said since God knows when, I'm just a normal bloke that just sits in front of a camera, and people like yourself are happy to watch and enjoy the content that myself and Jason bring. But the reality is that I've just got an opinion, and my opinion is valid or not. Whatever you take from that opinion is completely down to you. But yeah, I can't stand questions like it. I can't stand questions like, what advice would you give to a new beginner for this game? Honestly, there are hundreds of content creators out there who actually provide proper, serious information, and it's not me. I just want to talk about the Invitational League that we take seriously, the Torbay Elite League, which I take seriously, and that's it. I'm really not bothered with, what's the best setup for next year? Do you think it'd be better going with 4 defenders or 5 or 3? I really couldn't care less. You do whatever you want to do. But, like I say, 99% of people that watch this stream aren't watching this for me to say that the best captaincy choice is this. I just like to talk about what I believe is the best options from each game, because like I said, I do pride myself on the fact that I'm very good with my predictions. I had a very good game week last week, and I'm going to try, I think, annoyingly, I'm still fuming that I missed a game week, but I'm hoping to get into the top 10 of the score predictor game. But I think because of my 1 week that I missed, there is no way in hell that I can get in there. But like I say, I pride myself on my predictions. And the one thing that I was discussing in the members video yesterday is that next year, genuinely, I couldn't care less if it's game week 2 and I want to take a -12. I will do it. I will do it just to bring in the best players, essentially. So, and for fact that when you do these streams and stuff, if you were to say that I'm doing a -12 or whatever, people will go mental. You shouldn't be. We had it the other day. A few people were banging on about the fact that I shouldn't play Digne and play Dallas instead. Well, how did that turn out? So anyway, but yeah, Royston Vasey. I don't know who that is, but it's basically down to me, Royston Vasey, and myself. This is what annoys me. Firetog, Jesus Christ, you've dropped like mad. If I hadn't have missed that game week, I'd probably be 9th. Because I average about, let's just say, 25 points. Which it takes me above Ray Joyce. And I don't think it's an average. I think it's an average of about 35, to be honest with you. But yeah, FPL Maestro's dropped now, so it's down to... Oh, Christ, Bilal. Lino's top again. What a surprise. I'm hoping he's watching this, but on a replay, he's top, is he? So Maestro is down to Bilal, Maestro and Paul C for second. Lino, unless he has a stinker, will win it again. You got Rodrigo. Rodrigo's pretty much consolidated 5th. Unless Venky's out has a stinker. Venky's out's consolidated 6th. And then 7th and 8th between Ake and Firetog. Oh, if Firetog has another stinker like this week. Ooh. But Ake and Firetog fighting out for 7th. And then myself, Ray Joyce and Royston are fighting it out for 9th. Ooh. Team news is going to be very, very important. So, Alex the Kid, how do you get in the Invitational? So, firstly, you need to be part of the Discord. That's a fact. And then once you're part of the Discord, you will be given, well, it'll be from next season. The details will be released on how to be part of the Invitational League, which has been a fantastic league this season, and it's something that me and Jason next season will definitely be focusing on a lot more, mainly in members videos. But the last couple of weeks I've really been enjoying this battle between Paulie and Peter Scullion. It's been absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to be really intrigued to see who comes out on top of this particular thing. And on that note, I cannot believe I've been speaking for an hour and 25. That is ridiculous. I cannot believe I've been speaking for an hour and 25 minutes. That is ludicrous. So I'm going to clear off. Enjoy your day. All I will say is that I'll be streaming again tomorrow. It's coming thick and fast. So tomorrow I'll be streaming, and it will be from God knows what time. I have no idea what time I will be streaming from. But what I will say is that if I bring it up again, so if you are late to the party, which a lot of you will be, this game week, so Sunday from 3 p.m, I'm looking forward to Sunday's live reaction to the final game week of the season, joined by Steve-O and community friends. So yeah, moderators, look out for a message I'm about to put in a second. And then, yeah, this Sunday, myself, Jason, hopefully Dan, but unfortunately unlikely, will be joined by members of the fantasy football community covering all the games. So that's from 3 p.m. Other than that, I'm going to clear off. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow at some point. Make sure you follow us on @Elite FPL or join the Discord, and you'll find out when we're going live next.